This story is about some thieves who rob people by fooling them with their cleverness and skills. Earn millions of dollars, but a moment comes when his own life is in danger. Bollywood's silver screen presenting focus. At the beginning of the story, we are shown a man named Nicky who is sitting in a restaurant. There's a girl there named Jess. She avoids another man and sits next to Nicky at her table and says, "Can you be my boyfriend for 5 minutes? My life is in danger." Nicky agrees to his words. And now while these two are talking, Jess starts seducing Nicky. After which she takes him to a hotel room, and when both of them are getting intimate, a man comes there with a gun and points it at Nicky. He is very angry. Jace tells that this is my psycho husband. You go away from here. But Nicky says that I will not go from here. I am very sick anyway. I want it to kill me. And now Jess understands that Nicky has come to know about her plan. That's why she tells her partner that there is no need for this anymore. It has understood that we want to rob it. Actually, the work of both of them is to trap people and rob them. But here Nicky came to know about their plan. Before leaving, Nicky says, "Never lose your focus. I don't have any disease." And saying this he goes away from there. Then Jayza also comes there. Nicky asks Jess to have a drink with her. Both of them go at once, where they talk to each other. Here, Jess learns that Nicky is also a very clever thief like him. But his level is very high. He blows away many of Jay's things very cleverly while talking, due to which Jess gets very impressed with him. She tells Nicky that I want to join your team. But Nicky keeps only expert people in his team. That's why he says I will test you. And now he introduces Jace to his team. After which all of them go to a crowded place, where the team of Jess and Nicky steals a lot of things very cleverly. And now Jess has also joined his team. At night, when they are looking through the stolen items, they find a necklace which Jess likes very much. She wants to keep that necklace. But Nicky refuses. He says we never keep stolen things, and now somewhere Jace has started liking Nicky. Nicky also gives Jess a flat to live in, which makes Jess very happy. At night, Jess goes to Nicky's room, where both of them come very close to each other. The next day, Jess goes to a restaurant with one of Nicky's men, where there are many rich people around. And then Nicky's man starts having chest pain. Actually, he is pretending to be sick, and when everyone's attention is on him, the other team of Jess and Nicky steals the valuable things of these rich people. Now he has sold all his belongings. They have stolen millions of dollars. Nicky tells his entire team to go home. I will deliver your share to your homes. And now we will never meet again in this flat. Erase all your fingerprints from here. Here one of Nicky's friends tells her not to gamble with this money. Actually Nicky has a habit of gambling. Nicky says don't worry. And now all his friends leave from here. Nicky then takes the bag of money and goes to a rugby match with Jess. Jess finds this match very boring. That's why Nicky makes a bet with him to cheer him up. Actually a girl is getting up from the seat and coming upwards. Nicky tells Jace that at least 8 people will turn around and see it. Jess says no, 5 or 6 people will turn around and watch it, and they both bet $1. A businessman is sitting near him. He says that I am also included in this condition. 3 people will look at this girl, and when the girl comes up, 5 people will turn and look at her. Due to which Jess wins this bet, and now he wants to make more bets with businessman Nicky. Nicky bets him $500, which the businessman wins, and Nicky is no longer interested in betting. But the businessman provokes her. After which he once again places a bet of $5,000. The businessman wins this bet. Once again the businessman says why not make another bet. Actually, now one player of the team is going to pass the ball. The businessman asks if he will be able to pass the ball well. Nikki says yes. However, Jess doesn't want Nikki to place the bet. But now he has placed a bet. That player is not able to pass the ball well. Due to which Nikki loses once again. Due to which Nikki gets angry. He asks the businessman, why don't we bet $0.00? He says yes, why not, and the bet is placed once again. Whichever bet Nikki loses, Nikki gets even angrier now. He wants to bet $100,000. Jess tells her to leave. But now Nikki's ego has come before her. That's why he doesn't listen to Jess. The businessman says, you have so much money. Nikki places $100,000 in front of him. The next condition is whether the player will be able to pass the ball well. Nikki says no, but this time the player passes the ball well. Due to which Nikki loses this bet also. He has lost almost $100,000 in the game. And now Nikki says, why not bet $1 million? They go to a private room where the businessman draws a card from the deck of cards, which is number 5, and if Nikki wants to win the bet, then she will have to draw a number higher than 5. Nikki is confident that he will win this bet because the number 5 is very small. But when he draws his card, it is number 3. Nikki has lost once again. Jess is also deeply shocked to learn that Nikki, due to her gambling habit, has lost millions of dollars, which not only belonged to her but also to her teammates and her teammates. And now when Jess and Nikki are leaving, the businessman once again challenges Nikki and says, did you have so much money? Why not have another condition? Nikki's ego gets the better of her once again. He wants to defeat the businessman at any cost and regain his pride and his money. He asks the businessman, why don't we bet $2 million? The businessman agrees to her, and now Nikki tells the businessman to look at the jersey number of any player on the ground through the binoculars. I'll tell you his jersey number. And if I succeed in doing that, I will win $2 million. And if I tell the number wrong, then you will win this bet. The businessman becomes suspicious of him. That's why Nikki says, okay, you see the number, and it will not be me but Jais who will tell you the number. Jess has no idea what Nikki is doing because with so many jerseys, she has to name the correct number, which is almost impossible. She tries to convince Nikki, but Nikki does not listen to her. Nikki only says that whichever number you feel is yours. You should just say that number, and now first the businessman looks at the number, after which the binoculars are given to Jais, and when she is looking at the players through the binoculars, then she sees a familiar face in it whom she already knows, whose jersey number is 55. He remembers Nikki's words. He had said that whichever number seems familiar to you, you should call that number. Jess says number 55, and this is the correct number. The businessman also saw the number 55. After which Nikki wins the bet. He not only recovered all his money but also won millions of dollars. Both of them take the money and come out of here in the car. Where Nikki tells Jess that this was our planning. We knew that the businessman had a habit of betting. That's why in the beginning I deliberately lost all the bets to him. Actually, when the businessman was coming to watch the match, our friends deliberately brought number 55 in front of him on the way. We even played the same song in the car he was sitting in which number 55 was being said repeatedly. We wanted to feed the number 55 into his mind, in which we succeeded. We had deliberately brought the photo of the player whose jersey you saw in front of that businessman also. He saw the number 55. I had already given you a hint. Whichever number you find familiar, just call that number. And that's how we won the bet. She is very impressed with Nikki. And now Nikki gives Jess $80,000 before leaving and says that from today onwards we all go our separate ways. Actually, his team has now broken up. But Jess is very sad to hear this because she loves Nikki. But nothing like this happens in Nikki's heart. He was just working with him as a team. 3 years pass by. We are shown Nikki. Looking at him, it seems that he has run out of money now. Nikki is here to meet a motorsport owner named Gariga. Gariga comes to him and tells him that we have created a fuel algorithm for our motorbikes and motorcars, due to which the speed of our vehicles has increased a lot. Everyone wants to achieve it. All you have to do is sell a Faudi fuel algorithm to our rivals. Gariga would have planned for this in advance. He hires Nikki as an engineer at his company, and now all he has to do is show up at a party and find out that Nikki and Garga have had a huge fight. After which other teams will definitely contact him and try to get the fuel algorithm. For Nikki, the work is very simple. He agrees to the job, and now he reaches the party where he has to fight Garga. Then he sees that Jess is also at the party, who is now Garitsa's girlfriend. Actually, these two have not met each other for the last 3 years. Jess comes to Nikki and says Garga doesn't know anything about my past actions. So don't tell him anything. But Nikki is jealous inside. After which, in jealousy and anger, he goes to Garga and starts fighting with him, which is also a part of their plan. Which is seen by everyone around, including owners of other companies. Nikki is thrown out of the party, and the next day he goes to meet the owner of another company. Nikki says, I can give you that formula. But in return you will have to give me $3 million. The owner of the other company agrees because it is a very small amount for that formula. Now Nikki leaves from there. Meanwhile, Jais is shown approaching one of Nikki's men. He tells Jas that when Nikki went away from your life 3 years ago, he was very important to her. He still likes you very much. After this he gives a box to Jais and leaves from there. And when Jess opens the box, inside it was the same necklace that Jess had liked 3 years ago. But Nikki had said that we do not keep stolen goods with us. She is very happy to get that necklace. She wears it around her neck because somewhere deep down she still likes Nikki. The next day, Nikki is shown going to the owner of another company and giving him the formula in exchange for $3 million. But Nikki doesn't stop there. He then goes to the owners of other companies and sells the formula to them, earning a substantial sum of money. As if he had worked solely for Garga, he would have received $1 million, which Nikki had no interest in. Now, he wants to escape with all the money and take it with Jess. He messages Jas, but Jas does not come for a long time, and when Nikki is about to leave from here, Jas comes. Both of them are leaving from here in their car. But Garika's man hits their car with his car. After which both of them are caught. Also, the money that Nikki had taken from the other team is also there. Gariga tells Nikki you didn't do it right. Actually, Nikki somehow got hold of Garaga's original software and sold it to everyone. Gariga asks Nikki, how did you do this? Nikki doesn't tell anything. But when he tortures Jess, Nikki says that it was all part of my plan. The necklace I put around Jess's neck had a special chip, about which Jace knows nothing. Through that chip I stole your password and all your data. But Jess has no hand in this. Actually, he doesn't want to trap Jace. Jess also admits that she came with Garga to steal his expensive watches. She doesn't love him. Something Gariga already knew. But Gariga's software worth $40 million was destroyed by Nikki because now everyone has it. That's why it has no value. The tension here increases a lot. That's why the head of Garaga's security takes out his gun and shoots Nikki. Seeing this, Gariga gets scared. He says, what have you done? We will still earn money. But if the police finds out, we will all go to jail. He fires his security head and leaves with his men. After Garitsa and his men leave, we learn about the security head who shot Nikki. Actually, he is his father. He adopted Nikki in her childhood. He has taught everything to Nikki. He deliberately shoots Nikki near the heart so that Garga thinks he is dead. And he should also be saved. Nikki's life is saved and now all three of them leave the place in the car with all the money. On the way, the security head stops the car and takes all the money and leaves Nikki and Jas alone here. Which means that Nikki did not get anything. But Jas is with the one he loves very much. Jace also loves her. Both of them reach the hospital, and while they are going towards the hospital, Nikki sees on Jess's wrist where Garga's watch is tied. Which costs $1,00,000. That means he got his watch. Both of them smile at each other. With this, the story of this film ends here. We hope you liked this story.